Hello, viewers and subscribers. Welcome to Blackboard's Art of Learning. In today's 8th grade lesson, we will be focusing on RI 8.9, analyzing conflicting information. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So welcome to middle school. And today we'll be following our learning pathway. And today's quote is, "Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle," by Christian D. Larson. So please remember your debate, which is due on January 26, 2024. And here are your debate steps. And we're going to look at our standard of focus for today, RI 8.9, analyze a case in which two or more texts provide conflicting information on the same topic and identify where the texts disagree on matters of facts or interpretation. So the word analyze means to study or determine the nature and relationship of parts of something. And the word interpretation means the act of explaining the meaning of something. So what we're basically doing today is studying two or more texts that have different views on the same topic. They maybe disagree on certain points, right? So we're going to be comparing two texts which have a different focus or different um, interpretation, right? But before we do so, let us go ahead and watch our instructional video.
Okay, conflicting information. So when two texts have conflicting information, they make statements that contradict each other. Okay, that means the perfect example of this is in the picture. Okay, one guy has a stop sign, the other guy has a go sign. Okay, those are opposites, so they're conflicting information. You don't know if you should stop or if you should go. They're in conflict with one another. If two facts conflict with one another, they cannot be correct at the same time. So the directions here are either to stop or they're to go. You can't do both of those at the same time. Okay, so that's what makes them conflicting information. The word interpretation, this is an important word, okay? An author's interpretation of facts is the way he or she understands them, okay? So if I'm writing something, I might understand it in a different way that, say, Mr. Anthony understands it, okay? And that's based off of me and my mindset, and sort of the way I think. Another way to think about interpretation is, say, maybe I'm having an IEP meeting with one of your parents, and your parents only speaks Spanish, right? If I'm saying something in English, I have to have Miss Gomez there to interpret it and then put it into Spanish. Sometimes ideas or certain words don't translate perfectly, so you kind of have to interpret the meaning of them. Miss Gomez has to interpret what I mean by what I'm saying and then transfer that into Spanish. That was kind of a confusing example. I'm sorry if that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but I suggest if you are a bit confused with what interpretation means to look up some extra examples. Okay, so I know this is a big paragraph. Real quick though, analyzing conflicting information. Two texts on the same topic may present facts, but the information in the texts may differ because the authors interpret the facts differently. The authors may have different information about the facts themselves, or their backgrounds may influence their interpretations. The personal opinions of the authors sometimes show the greatest impact of all on how a text is interpreted. Okay, so that is analyzing conflicting information in a nutshell. Um, those are some vocab words to go with it, and this is what it actually means in a paragraph. Um, in order for us to move forward with analyzing conflicting information, you guys need to understand the difference between a fact and an opinion. Okay, a fact is something that is true, and that is something that is always true. Okay, it is a fact that you go to school at Linwood Middle School. Okay, that's about to change because you're going to high school, but right now it is a fact that you go to school at Linwood Middle School. It is an opinion if you don't like going to school. Okay, some people like going to school, some people don't like going to school. That is their opinion of school. Okay, big difference. So the work that you guys are going to have to do, other than the free write exercise that was posted this morning, I'm going to go ahead and post it.
All right, boys and girls, I hope you have learned some information about analyzing conflicting information. Now we're going to share what we have learned. So we're going to pause the video. Let us go ahead and move on to our activity, and we're going to do a Padlet. What do authors understand, or what do you understand about analyzing two texts with conflicting information? So click on the link to type your response. All right, once you have completed your response, please submit it. Now we're going to learn more about our topic on analyzing conflicting information. I'm going to use a picker wheel to choose someone who will read for us today. Okay, so Rachel will be reading. All right, so we're going to analyze conflicting information on page 197 to 199 of our iReady textbook. Or you can work on ClassKick. Analyzing conflicting information. Do you ever read movies? Do you ever read movie reviews? One critic may love a movie and give it a glowing review, while other critics give a long list of reasons explaining how awful the movie is. After you have read the reviews, you may even wonder if the critics saw the same movie. People often draw different conflicting conclusions based on the same evidence. Authors are no exception to this. Two authors may disagree about the same facts or offer different interpretations or explanations of what they observe. As a reader, you need to compare texts on the same topic carefully to understand how and why authors' interpretations may differ. Read the two product reviews below. Circle the details that show that the product reviews are about the same topic. Underline the details that show conflicting information. All right, so we're going to circle the details that show that the product reviews are about the same topic. And underline those that show conflicting information. So it says the new 3G Pocket Pal is a welcome addition to the tablet market. Its sleek design and great value make it a great gift. And then review B, the new 3G Rocket Pal has a great look that makes you want to grab it off the shelf. But watch out, its sleek design and friendly price tag are deceiving. This device is cheaply made and will not stand the test of time. So we see mention of the sleek design in both reviews. We also see mention about pricing. Says it has great value. This one says friendly price. Okay. All right, so let's look at we're going to underline the details that show conflicting information. So while this one thinks that the new 3G Pocket Pal is a welcome addition to the tablet market, this review says that this device is cheaply made and will not stand the test of time. So that's conflicting. Read the chart below. Note the conflicting information about the same topic. So the ideas in both reviews, the Pocket Pal has a sleek, attractive design and it is inexpensive. That's the same thing we circled. And in review A, the Pocket Pal is a welcome addition to the tablet market. Yes, we have that. And it says it would make a great gift. Here it says it would make a great gift. But the review B, the Pocket Pal is not well made or durable. So those are conflicting information. Articles that present conflicting information are valuable because they let the readers get a broader understanding of a topic. Analyzing how two authors present the same information will help ensure that you get a more balanced picture of the subject you are learning about. So I see this a lot of time when I shop on Amazon. Like before buying a product, I would look at the reviews, and you have very conflicting reviews. You have some persons who are saying the product is good and it should you should not hesitate to purchase it because it is well made, the quality is great. And then when you read further, you see another review that's conflicting, that is saying this is the worst product ever, you should not buy it, and the quality is poor. So you have to just be careful. All right, let's move on. It says read the following scientific account about genetically modified foods, and we're going to compare that story to GM crops are superfoods. And GM stands for genetically modified, and these are foods that are altered in laboratories by scientists. So are you eating GM food by Richard Bolan. Genetically modified GM foods have been slowly entering our diets since the mid-1990s. These are foods that have been altered in laboratories for many beneficial purposes: to thrive in cold conditions, to resist pests and diseases, or to achieve faster growth. Other foods are modified to make them more nutritionally rich. For example, certain types of rich, certain types of rice have been engineered so that they provide more of the nutrients needed in countries where rice is the main part of the daily diet. Although there may be certain benefits of GM foods, we are not entirely sure of the side effects. Some, some may cause allergic reactions, for example, or increase cholesterol. Unfortunately, there are currently no labeling rules for modified foods, so consumers have no way of knowing which GM foods they may place in their shopping carts as they stroll through store aisles. The makers of GM foods claim these foods don't differ significantly from natural varieties. They also say they do not want warning labels on their products. However, there are too many unknown and potential dangers surrounding these foods. More GM research needs to be shared with consumers. They have a right to know exactly what is in the foods they are purchasing. All right? So we're speaking of GM foods, genetically modified foods, and these are foods made in laboratories. They have altered or changed some um, makeup of these foods, right? For different purposes. All right. And the author is also saying that there may be side effects to these food, but there's nothing on the label that tells us if the food was genetically modified or not. And these manufacturers are saying that they do not want any warning signs on their labels because they claim that these foods do not really have a significant difference in the from the natural foods. So it says, explore how to answer this question. How does the author interpret facts about genetically modified foods? So the author feels that GM foods may be dangerous and they need to be labeled clearly so that consumers know what they are buying. All right, so fill in one or more points of interpretation from this account in the second column of the chart below. Complete the third column of the chart after reading the account on the next page. All right, so this speaks of ideas in both accounts. Are you eating GM food? And GM crops are superfood. So let us go ahead and read so that we can understand both accounts. Let's read the next story. It says, read the scientific account, use the close reading and the hint to help you answer the question. Then complete the chart on the previous page. So it says, underline the details in this account that are different from those in Are You Eating GM Food? And circle the details in this account that are the same as those in the first account. So GM crops are superfoods by Charla Silva. With the world's population projected to reach 9.3 billion by 2050, what is everyone going to eat? Genetically modified superfoods may be part of the answer. These are plants that have been modified to be more resistant to pests, cold, diseases, and drought. The benefits of these genetically modified superfoods are endless, and they could be vital to supporting our growing world. Some people are concerned about eating food with altered DNA, fearing that there may be unknown side effects. However, GM foods do not differ significantly from natural foods, and there is no reason for not moving forward with their development. So, right away, I can see some similarities between this story and the previous one. But let us go ahead and underline the different information that was presented. So this part wasn't mentioned in the first text, with the world's population projected to reach 9.3 billion by 2050. What is everyone going to eat? Genetically modified superfoods may be part of the answer. So that was not mentioned in the previous text. This part about the benefits of these genetically modified foods are endless, and they could be vital to supporting our growing world. And the last one that was not mentioned, genetically modified foods do not, well, we can leave that one because I remember that one was mentioned. So now we're going to circle the accounts that were the same in both texts. So I can recall that they spoke about the different purposes of the GM food and why they modify them to be more resistant to pests, cold diseases, and drought. And they also made mention that the GM foods, they do not differ significantly from the natural foods. Okay. All right, so let's go back and complete our activity. Says ideas that are found in both accounts. Genetically modified foods have been altered to be more resistant to pests and diseases. Genetically modified foods have benefits. Yes, so we can recall those two. All right, so we're going to look at what was different in each. So go ahead and pause the video and write your response to what was different in each text. So it says genetically modified foods can be dangerous. Genetically modified foods should be labeled. And in the second account, it says genetically modified food are important because they will help support the world's growing population. And we need to move forward with the development of GM foods. All right, let us quickly answer the question. Circle the correct answer. Which statement best explains how the two authors disagree? What did they disagree on? Okay, so let's look at A. Boylan thinks that GM foods may cause allergies and should be labeled, but Silver sees only the benefits of these foods. So in the first account, we can recall where Boylan was talking about side effects that could occur and why we need labels on these GM foods. And Silver was basically talking about a lot of benefits that these foods may have. So this could be a possible answer, right? So A, it shows conflicting interpretations the two authors, Boylan and Silver, offer about GM foods. So it shows that they disagree. One is saying it can cause allergies and side effects, and the other is saying that it has a lot of benefits. All right, let's look at B. Silver believes that GM foods are superfoods, but Boylan thinks GM foods can only cause harm. So B is incorrect. Boylan also includes the positive arguments for GM foods in his article. So this one is out. C, Boylan believes that GM foods may have some important benefits, but Silva believes that the benefits of GM foods are not significant. So C is incorrect. Silva thinks that the benefits of GM foods are very significant. And D, Silva thinks the unknown dangers of GM foods are a major concern, but Boylan feels that GM foods are safe. So D is also incorrect because the opposite is true. Boylan thinks the unknown dangers of GM are a concern, while Silva feels that GM are safe. So our most suitable answer is A. All right. So boys and girls, thank you for your dedication and your hard work. And now let us continue by our small group lesson. And in this small group lesson, you're going to be you're going to be looking at two stories and figuring out how the authors disagree or what conflicting information was presented. So we're going to do some Samisano Castle and the Empty Castle. So you can either work on your classic slide or you can use the printed copy of the activity. After you're finished, you're going to do commonly upswing. You click on the link and go to your lesson. Once you have completed your activity, please submit it for your grade. Then you're going to do news ELA, minorities see improvement, demand more diversity on US television, and you will be provided with a paper copy of this activity. Once you're finished, you'll do your chapter book, The Lost Boys of Sudan, chapter 5, then you'll do Nearpod. And please remember to record your key vocabulary and definition in your book of words. Okay? Please remember while you're in your groups, you should remain quiet. You should not interrupt the teacher. So I'll be pulling a group to work with, doing small group. Please remember to use your cooperative learning strategy, Rally Coach. Remember to complete your reflection and feedback, student reflection. Once again, everyone, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell. Everyone, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell. Thank you, everyone, and be on the lookout for other videos. See you next time.